I love cleaning cars, although the current condition of Leo, my Mark II Seat Land Cupra, would state otherwise at the moment, but we'll look past that, shall we? In my opinion though, there's one job that I think is as much fun as trying to remove a rounded bolt, and that is cleaning alloys. So for me, an effective, easy to use, powerful wheel cleaner is an important tool in my car cleaning arsenal. In this video then, I will be putting my usual go-to wheel cleaner against a product I've never used before. So keep watching till the end to find out the overall victor. So, in the blue corner, weighing in at 1 litre, we have Bilt Hamber Auto Wheel, and today's opponent in the purple corner, weighing in at 500 millilitres, we have Stjarnagloss Hjul. Don't know why I did that. In my head, it seemed like a good idea, but never mind. We'll look past that very quickly. Anyway, one thing I do want to state before we really get into the action is that this is not a paid video. I have bought both of these products with my hard-earned cash, therefore the results will be impartial and non-biased. Now, this is my usual go-to wheel cleaner, Bilt Hamber. Let's get it in focus. Get it in focus. There we go. So that is my usual go-to cleaner, and many would argue that this is the benchmark when it comes to wheel cleaning products. And today, of course, I'm putting it up against Stjarnagloss's Hjul. Now, one thing that will go in favour of Stjarnagloss from the get-go, if this is important to you, is that this isn't just a wheel cleaner. This is also an iron remover. Therefore, you can use it to remove the fallout on your bodywork. So this can be used for your wheels and your body, whereas Bilt Hamber is only for your wheels. There is a slight drawback with having this as a multi-purpose product. If you're using this for the wheels and the body, of course, you will get through this much quicker as opposed to just this, but it also means that you're having to have less in your car cleaning kit because you can have a multi-purpose product, and that will save you a bit of space in your cleaning or detailing bag. So this test will be conducted in 5 areas. So you're going to have price, ease of use, smell, reaction time, and final results. Now, price is a very easy one to determine because that is something that is very easily quantifiable, and that has to go to Bilt Hamber. So I will talk through the prices very shortly, but just quickly before that, Bilt Hamber Auto Wheel is available in 1 litre, 5 litres, or a trade-pleasing 25 litres, whereas Stjarnagloss Hjul is available in 500 millilitres, as seen here, 1 litre or 5 litres. So if you're looking for something to use for the trade, then perhaps Bilt Hamber will be better for you because you can get that in a larger quantity. So in regard to price, I can't compare Hjul 500 millilitre compared to Bilt Hamber Auto Wheel 500 millilitre because this doesn't exist in that quantity. So let's focus on 1 litre. So for this 1 litre direct from Bilt Hamber, you're looking at £14.95, which I think is incredible value. It really, really is. So this wins out. So it's 1-0 to Bilt Hamber. For 1 litre of Hjul, you're looking at £18. So there's only £3.05 in it, but there is a clear winner. So that's 1-0 to Bilt Hamber. As you can see, I've taped the wheel off so you can get an idea of comparisons. So the left side will be Bilt Hamber and the right side will be Hjul. So I'm going to get the jet washer out and get ready to get the test underway.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Smell. Now this is a bit of a trivial one because just because a product smells good doesn't mean it's any more effective, but really and truly it's been put in here because A, it does add to the overall experience of using the product, and the fact that I wanted the scores to be uneven. I didn't want there to be a dead heat at the end. So yes, let's move on to the sniff test. Smells quite nice. Kind of a hint of banana in there. It is quite pleasing to the nostrils. For what it's worth, I have used some wheel cleaners that absolutely stink, I bought an Audi branded one a while back and it smelt quite sulphury, not pleasing at all. Just wait for this plane to pass. Okay, the Hjul isn't awful to smell. It smells kind of similar to the Bilt Hamber, but for me, it has to go to Bilt Hamber, so it's 2-0. So I imagine Stjarnagloss are probably watching this thinking, what a trivial part of the test, but bear with me. You might claw it back. It may be 2-0, but not all is lost just yet. So we move on to ease of use. Now for me, this is a really important part of any car cleaning product, not just wheel cleaners. As much as I do love cleaning cars, I want something that is as easy to use as possible and is effective as possible. And sometimes those two concepts don't go hand in hand, but yes, let's see how we get on with this. So as I mentioned earlier, left side Bilt Hamber, right side will be Hjul. One thing to note, always test in inconspicuous, let's get you as Aaron. Always test in inconspicuous areas first, particularly if your alloys are nicer than mine. I'll be honest, these alloys have seen better days. They could do with a refurb. Speaking of which, Hjul is pH neutral, which will be good news for many of you. Now, on Bilt Hamber's website, it says this is pH adjusted. It doesn't necessarily say it is pH neutral, but it does say non-acidic and non-alkaline. So that's pH neutral, is it not? But I think with this, I would probably urge you to have a bit more caution if your wheels are perhaps, I don't know, a diamond cut, they've got a specific lacquer or they're polished, because I've got a feeling this may be a little bit harsher on those materials. Anyway, I'm waffling. So, instructions, that's an important one. So, for Bilt Hamber, you need to let it dwell for 15 to 2 minutes. And with Hjul, you need to let it dwell for 1 to 2 minutes. So, a similar kind of time. So, we'll spray on I'll get you closer to the action, so you can get an idea of spray pattern and reaction time. Now, this is going to be a little bit difficult to film, because of course I need to spray them both at the same time to make this test as fair as possible. Okay, so reaction time's quick from both of them. I may need to watch the footage back to get an idea, but Bilt Hamber, as you can see, is doing well. It's looking like it's doing more. To be fair to Stjarnagloss, I don't want to say anything out of term, but I'd say the reaction time was very close, but I'd say Bilt Hamber probably wins that. So it's 3-0 at this stage, and as you can see, there's a lot more violet, purple on this side compared to this side. So we'll let that dwell for 1 or 2 minutes. Now, just because this looks like it's doing more doesn't mean that it is. Stjarnagloss, although you can see it's working, particularly on the outside of the rim, not too much action going on the spokes. So I keep putting my hands in the way. You want to see what's going on. But I can see on the screen on my camera, yeah, Bilt Hamber, it looks like it's doing far much more compared to the Stjarnagloss. But just because the Hjul isn't quite as purple, it isn't as saturated as the Bilt Hamber, doesn't mean that this isn't being effective. So we'll let that sit for a few minutes. Well, I say a few minutes, 2 minutes, and then I will come back to it. I may do a separate test on the rear wheel in which I agitate the product and see if that makes any difference. That can be a kind of bonus point, I suppose. Right, let's rinse this wheel off. Right, let's examine the results. Okay, so I'm just going to go quiet just whilst I observe. Okay, so there has been some dirt left behind both competitors, but to be fair, these wheels haven't been cleaned in quite some time. And I do find these wheels a little bit tricky to keep clean. I've got a white rag here for a clean test. So let's try and find what I deem to be the cleanest part of the alloy. So let's go on this side. Let's go there. So as you can see, it's a bit of dirt there. Now, of course, this has just been rinsed off. You can agitate it with a brush and do more to it, and that's what I will probably do on the offside rear alloy. So yeah, that bit there. Cleanest part of this side, let's go this spoke here. Okay, not much in it, but I would argue that bit of the tissue is cleaner. So quite a close drawn affair, closer than I was expecting. There is still dirt on both sides, so this wheel would need to be agitated a bit. But it is, it's difficult. It is a difficult one to call. Ease of use, that's one thing I didn't get around to scoring. I think Bilt Hamber is a bit easier to use purely because the trigger and the design of the bottle I think is just a little bit better, but it is somewhat marginal. They're both really easy products to use. So ease of use I think has to go to Bilt Hamber. I think for overall result, I think I'm going to have to call it a dead heat, because there's certain parts of the wheel where I think the Bilt Hamber has been more effective, but at certain parts of this side of the wheel, I think the Stjarnagloss has just edged it. So yeah, I think we'll do one more test on the offside rear wheel, but this time I'm going to agitate the product whilst it's dwelling into the car. So I'm going to get another bit of blue tape, and I'll be right back with you. There we go. So yeah, once again, I'd say, yeah, reaction time definitely has to go to Bilt Hamber. So we'll give it a good rinse out so we can work the Stjarnagloss side. My tape! Alrighty then. That's what's left of my tape. Not really doing much now. Again, relatively even results. It's a lovely clean patch here. Still a little bit of fallout there, but I'm not too concerned by that. Again, there are some bits which would need to be gone over with a dedicated wheel brush, because some of the spokes are still a little bit grubby. There's a section up there which on the Bilt Hamber side, which is there, that's still quite dirty, but it's just probably where the jet wash hasn't been angled in to get that out. So that's just been wiped from the Bilt Hamber side. So you can see there quite noticeable dirt there. Let's go this side for the Stjarnagloss. Again, not much in it. So that's from the Stjarnagloss side. Really evenly matched. Both products have done a very good job. Yes, there's still work to be done, so I would need to get my wheel brush out to give it more of a going over, but that's absolutely fine. And these products aren't perfect. They will still need some human intervention, so to speak. So it's not just, as much as the products are very good, and most of the time you can just rinse off and be done with it, there are still going to be times where you have to put some elbow grease in and put some effort in. That's kind of inevitable. So let's kind of summarise. So price goes to Bilt Hamber. Ease of use, I would say, goes to Bilt Hamber. Smell goes to Bilt Hamber. Reaction time goes to Bilt Hamber. Now, this makes it sound as if the Bilt Hamber has completely trounced the Stjarnagloss, but that's not necessarily the case. The score doesn't really tell the full story, because throughout the whole time it's been pretty close. It's just Bilt Hamber's just edged the Hjul on certain aspects. In regards to the overall result, I am going to call it a dead heat, which for Stjarnagloss Hjul, I'm sure the Stjarnagloss team will be very happy with that. What would I buy? What would I recommend? I think really you can't go wrong with either, which makes me sound like a bit of a cop-out, but it's true. I've used many wheel cleaners, and I would have no problem recommending Hjul, given the fact that it also acts as a fallout remover as well. And I think that in itself, as I mentioned earlier, depending on how I've edited the video, deserves a brownie point, a bonus point. Would I continue using Hjul? I would, particularly as I've paid for it, but I would probably use it more as a fallout remover as opposed to the wheel cleaner. So Bilt Hamber Auto Wheel will still be my go-to, and that is the winner of this test and the one I would recommend out of the two. But I would still recommend the Hjul. I think it's a great product. I've been genuinely surprised by it, and I think for that to come second to Bilt Hamber is nothing to be ashamed of. Although I know there's only 2 products in this test, so there's always going to be one that came second. But you get what I mean. Out of all the wheel cleaners I've used, Bilt Hamber is still the best, and I would say Hjul is only just behind. I do hope you have found this video helpful or useful. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Like I said, this wasn't a paid video, so my thoughts, my opinions and the results are impartial and unbiased. But yeah, if you have enjoyed it, please be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. But until the next time guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession.